An ancient Greek philosopher Thales, around 1600 BC, discovered that when silk or fur is rubbed with amber, which is a fossilized resin from ancient evergreen trees, gets electrified, or we can say it gets charged, and this makes amber able to attract small pieces of thread, and this effect is known as amber effect, and this is happening because of transfer of charge between silk and amber. Ancient Greeks called amber electron, and from this Greek word we got the English word electricity. Now according to the law of conservation of charge, charge can neither be created nor be destroyed. So one can not create a charge and neither can he destroy the charge. Charge can only be transferred from one body to another, like in this case. The net quantity of charge is always conserved in the universe. Let's say in the universe, Q plus is the amount of positive charge and Q minus is the amount of negative charge. Then Q plus minus Q minus is equal to the net charge Q net, and this net charge is always conserved in the universe. Now we will move towards the mathematical proof of law of conservation of charge. If you have studied the electromagnetic theory subject, then in this subject you must have encountered with the equation of continuity. The equation of continuity is nebula dot J equal to negative of dou rho V over dou T. In this equation, nebula is known as the three-dimensional gradient operator and nebula dot is known as the divergence operator. J is the current density having the units ampere per meter square. Rho V is known as the volume charge density having the units coulomb per meter cube. Now when you focus on the left hand side, you will find we are having nebula dot J. This means we are calculating the divergence of J, and we know divergence gives us the flow of a vector field through a very small volume, or you can say the differential volume. And in our case, the vector field is the flow of charge, and if the divergence of J is positive, this means greater than 0, this indicates the charge is flowing out of this differential volume. And if you focus on the right hand side, you will find we have negative of rate of change of charge density. This means we are having the rate of decrease of rho V, or we can say the rate of decrease of the charge Q. Now compare the left hand side and the right hand side. The left hand side is giving us the rate of outflow of current or rate of outflow of charge. This means the amount of charge leaving the differential volume, and the right hand side is giving us the rate of decrement in the charge. So the amount of charge leaving the differential volume is equal to the amount of charge decreased in the differential volume. So we can say that law of conservation of charge can be easily proved using the continuity equation. So this is all for this particular topic. You should remember 2 points. The first point is this statement: charge can neither be created nor be destroyed. And the second point is how law of conservation of charge can be proved using the continuity equation. This particular point is very important for interviews. Law of conservation of charge was first proposed by William Watson in 1746. And after this, in 1747, it was again proposed by Benjamin Franklin. And finally, The proof was given by Michael Faraday in 1843. So this is all for this lecture. If you have any doubt, you may ask in the comment section. I will end this lecture here. See you in the next one.